Hello everybody, Fenton here. Welcome back to Reverse Megabase. Thank you for all the support again, as usual. If you want to like, comment and subscribe on this one as well, as you have been doing, that would be immense. Today we're going to do Krastorio productivity cards. Production tech cards, because this is going to be a headache and I like to punish myself. So let's turn this off. I did, in between episodes, I did the thing I said I would do where I just copy and pasted the design for what we did in episode whatever this number is, -1. The Singularity Tech cards and the Matter ones have the same ratios. 2 belts of blank tech cards, a belt of Matter research, and a belt of productivity. So that was a simple copy and paste job. And as we can see over the last 10 minutes, that is working fine. But today we're going to do the productivity tech, and we've got some interesting decisions to make. The first thing we should do is actually work out if we do 5,000. Oh, why don't I just copy and paste? No, I can't do that. If we want 5,000 of these, which we have decided is acceptable over one train station, one loading bay. I'm just going to do this for now, like, you'll forgive me that the spacing isn't quite right. I really thought that substation was going to reach, and my personal robots are off. Start again. Start again. Start the whole episode again. There we go. Prod. Speed. Even distribution, thank you. Not that it would make any difference in that scenario. Purple tech. Okay. Obviously I could put the singularity beacons down, but let's get this up to 5,000-ish. Okay. I like to put as many singularity beacons down just to make it a nice round number, because you kind of need some space as well for belts and inserters and things. So 7? I'm not doing 7, sorry, that is gross. I'd rather do 8 than 7. That's still too fast with 8. This looks a bit better. Oh, it's so close. 4.9896. That's not good enough. .1, that's too much. Oh. Start again. 10? Do we want to do... This is quite annoying, isn't it? Trying to work out the exact number of beacons that it's going to need. One beacon gets you to 5.18. Half a singularity beacon is 4.9726. Now the problem is I don't want to take one of these ones out, because these ones will potentially be transmitting their bonus to more than one of these, and then it gets even more complicated, whereas these have got such a small radius that they only ever do. I was hoping to get it very close and over 5,000, not that other one that was very close but under 5,000. This honestly might be the best that we can manage. Let's just take one of these out, just for the sake of example. Oh, that is quite nice, isn't it? Alright, let's look at that. 2 belts of tech cards, 2 belts of fast transport belts, and more than half a belt each. And it's 9 as well, it was 9. I wanted to do 10. Okay. Well. Oh. Thanks. Alright, fine. Have it your way. Bloody Krastorio. We'll do 10 and we'll just overproduce. Fine, we'll do 10. So in each row, 2 rows of 5. See, this is ever so slightly annoying as well, isn't it? 0.35 and 0.7 means we can't, like, have... That wouldn't have worked anyway. Okay, so this clearly is not going to work. Already this is annoying. Let's make this as far spaced out as we can. And we'll try a different strategy. We'll try putting as many singularity beacons down as we possibly can. And instead of doing inserters like this, we'll do 4 belts like this in and 1 belt out. And we'll see how many that needs. Because then we'll just feed, you know, we'll just do like this. Whoops. Of the inputs. Substation. Sure, substation and the singularity beacons are the same size, so there's not really any special magic you can do there. We do need an output, so I suppose that's as good a place as any to do that. Production tech cards, prod modules, speed modules. None of these should need more than a single belt of input in. 1,000. Okay, this is probably a better idea. We'll try and have maybe 6 of these with each one of them having a belt input. We'll do it like that. We'll do that way. We'll do that method, right? So, why did I say 6 when I clearly meant 5? We'll do 5 of these and we'll just do it this way instead. 1.489. There we go, that's the one. 5,008.5 per minute. That's much better. Okay. So... alright, and then we're going to need all the stations here. 2 lanes of 2 of the ingredients and 1 lane of the other ingredients. So... kind of got that already. Now this isn't... when it's only 1 belt, I'm starting to think this is a bit overkill. Like, you don't need 2 inserters out. But we've got the space here on these ones. I do wonder if I didn't need to make this double high now. If I could have done this, but like on each side, each pair. Let's give that a go. Because we do have to make as much... make this as tight as possible. So let's give that a go. And we'll do that bit first. So the back 2 are the engines. And we're saying this is going to happen. Because, I mean, like... I don't know how many inserters you need to fill a belt in this mod. It's never really been an issue. But this would be the exact time that I always just overdo it, so... So that is one, those 2 wagons, those 2 wagons, those 2 wagons, those 2 wagons. Perfect. I mean, it would have been helpful if I'd have put these in first, just to help visualise it, but there we go. What can I say? I'm not a smart man. This should output 2 belts quite cleanly, I would think. One would think. Is that a 4-to-2 balancer? So certainly a 4-to-2 belt balancer. Whether it's a 4-to-2 lane balancer, I don't actually know. This is the downside of using blueprints. Where is my... where has it gone? There it is. That's a 4-to-2 throughput unlimited one. Which I don't think makes a huge difference. Let's not worry about that. This is the downside to using blueprints. It's very easy to just Google some blueprints and get yourself sorted. You don't learn much, is the thing. You get it and it works, but you don't learn why it works. Nuclear power is a good example, and nuclear power is extremely difficult to understand in the first place. And I definitely did use blueprints, and then when I played the Factorio Extended mod, which had different nuclear reactors, different... the heat pipes were the same. The nuclear reactors had a different output in megawatts, and the heat exchangers had a different output at max consumption in megawatts, and the turbines were different as well. So I had to work out for myself the correct ratios to get it all sorted. But then once I'd done that once, I felt like I understood a lot more about nuclear reactors in the first place, because the mod was so niche, and it's not the kind of thing... I mean, there probably are some that exist out there that are Factorio extended nuclear power at ratio builds. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Let's see if this is in fact 2 full belts. First one's going to be... Well, I mean, I've also kind of ignored half of the other thing I was going to do, is that this needs fast transport belts. Now, fast transport belts you can make with just iron. I was wondering whether we should also have iron come in and how much iron that would need. But let's work out if this is 2 belts first. Let's do that bit first, and we'll do tech cards just because. Certainly seems to be 2 belts, you can tell because it's backing up. It is. The other way you could do this is with circuit conditions. And I would need a light. I would need a light, but I don't have a light. Is there anything else you can hook this up to? No. Alright, give me a light. Give me one light. On the way, one light. I don't need to show you this, everyone knows this, right? You just hook it up. You just hook it up to a circuit condition and you get it to read the belt, and if the belt is... One belt section can have up to 8 things on it, so if the belt reading is ever lower than 16, then it doesn't, then it's not working. But we know this is working. This is definitely working. So that's good. Alright, so that's black tech cards in. Sorted, easy life. Black tech cards to production tech cards. Okay. How easy is it going to be to make enough... This one's exact, isn't it? Yeah, enough red belts. Because, of course, the other option is to make red belts in a different train station and ship them in. You can't prod module this, so may as well speed module it for now. This will make 3,600 per minute, and we need 5,724 per minute. So we'd need 2 of these. With some singularity beacons. What were the numbers? I've already forgotten. 3,600. The 3,600... 3,600 transport belts. So let's put this here like this, and then another one there like this. have this be yellow belts, have this be iron gear wheels, which can have prod modules and should have productivity modules in. This is almost certainly not going to be right. This is missing a lot of iron gear wheels, so that's not going to work. So let's do this and this instead. Power this. These power poles are obviously. This is freeform at the moment. This is not hard, fast, set in stone. This is. Let's just bung some stuff down to get the numbers right, and then once the numbers are right, we can tidy it up. I went a bit overkill on the beacons there. Alright, that'll do. I could maybe take one of each of these out. No, I can't. It's not quite... Oh no, this is fine because... No, this isn't fine because we wanted more than 3,600 belts, didn't we? We wanted like 5,000 odd. 7,000 odd. 7,155. So we do need exactly 2 of these. Alright, I probably should have started with that. We need 2 of these, but that is... The yellow one is producing by half more. My worry with this is it's going to be so many flipping iron plates. Because now we don't have enough gear wheels. Yeah, now we're 1.62 machines short on gear wheels again, so we do need to put these back. What's this looking like? Oh wow, 0.049 of a machine. Under is annoying. But this is 7,200 belts, which is ever so slightly more than what we wanted. Ever so slightly more. Okay, it's close enough. It's close enough that I'm happy with it. Right. Oh, just a casual 5 belts of iron coming in. That's gross. That is awful. Oh dear. Well, not only do the iron needs to go in there, and there. And like each one of these needs more than 1 belt of iron as well. So like 4.2 to this. Oh, this is going to be a headache, isn't it? This is going to be a real headache. I am going to defer this, I think. I think we've got enough to do with this design today. Considering I've already been recording for 20 minutes. I don't want to also put this down. I would be so self-conscious about doing it live and getting it all horribly wrong. And this video being 90 minutes of me going, ah, do I play Factorio? A part of me really wants to do it though. A part of me realises that I've secured all of this space and it would be a nice interesting project. I just don't think I'll subject you to it. Alright, the other thing that this needs is, if this wasn't a headache enough, is productivity modules. Now that's slightly easier because that's just 2 ingredients. But that means that we're going to need potentially 5 stations here, but I should have room for 5 stations. Like, I've left a lot of space. Let's do that one next, I suppose. Do I have a assembly machine in my... I do. My copy and paste buffer. Alright, bung that there. Productivity modules. Productivity module 1s. We will need... I should probably do this by second, shouldn't I? 1 per second, basically. 59.62 per second. Get rid of the beacons and we'll see how close we are to a nice ratio. Wow, not close at all. Yikes. 7 belts of electronic components. just for the productivity modules and 4 belts. Oh my god, why have I decided that this would be a good idea? Is there any way I can get each one of these to just be half a belt of each input? Like this. And the output can go there, sure, why not? Why did I decide I wanted to do this? Why did I say I wanted half a belt and then leave space for 2? Alright, it's already more than half a belt, so I mean that is fine. Do I squeeze this in a different way? No, of course not. Of course not. Wait, do I? I suppose literally you could by doing it like this, but that becomes very awkward. If these would just be next to each other, then it would all be fine, but because you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you're always going to have one space. Unless you do the odds like this. So you would need one on each side. My brain. I'm not ready. 6.4 per second. Oh yeah, 1 per second is basically what we wanted. No. 60 per second. Oh god. 60 per second, are you serious? Oh Christ. That's so many electronic components. That's so many! Have I bitten off more than I can chew here with this plan? Why does it say 370? What am I doing? What is going on here? What is happening to my brain? Too much Factorio. Something... It's fine, it's fine. And then the other thing I wanted to do then with this was to also have the other assembly machine. Still should be in my clipboard. Have the other assembly machine on this side making the red belts like this. So the red belts come out like that. That's probably overkill, but we'll see. It's vastly overkill, which is probably good, really, because then that gives me a lot more space to do weird stuff. That's still so much faster. That's still so fast. They're still so fast. These don't even need to. These don't even need the flipping. Don't need the beacons at all. Now it's not fast enough. Classic Factorio there for you. I mean, the beacons are being used anyway, so you may as well just say you're overproducing. And then, further down here, say you're doing the... I mean, you've got the space here is the thing, to do this weird... these weird shenanigans. As long as the build doesn't, like, overlap. Like, that is exactly as spot on as you could have it. Although it is a skew, isn't it? Does that matter? I mean, it'd be nice if it was lined up nicely like this, but... because that is the middle of the beacons at least, but that's not going to happen. That's better. So then this one makes this, and then this one makes this. So then iron comes in. Iron comes in from... oops, from here and here. Some of the gear wheels go this way, some of the gear wheels go this way, and some of the... that can't be right. See, this is why you don't want these beacons to be here, because it's skewing all of the numbers with... like, just plain, just blank on its own. Oh, only 4 only 4 net machines down. But even without the beacons, it's still... oh, it's still not enough. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Oh dearie me. Alright, pop out the purple tech cards. Okay. Is this going to work? Let me full screen the window first. Is this going to work if I do this? Are you going to get it back? It did work! I mean, it didn't have the nice transition, but it's there. Okay. It's also for some reason still saying research servers when actually I wanted quantum computers with prog modules in. Okay. I want you to break this down in terms of how many gear wheels this needs. I don't care about the gear wheels that also go... 32,142.9 gear wheels. It's so annoying. This calculator's good, but it's annoying because you can't say, oh, give me this many of this beacon and this many of this beacon. You just have to have one or the other. Don't know if the creator of this website knows that you can and probably should use both. This is too much of a headache, and I'm so annoyed because I'm also thinking that maybe I'm just going to write this video off because I've spent like 50 minutes just talking and not actually doing anything at all. It's just a complete headache. I honestly don't know what to do. This is going to be the worst episode of this series yet, and that's saying something. Because I've also committed to having 8 belts of flipping... why isn't this working now? Yeah, I've also committed to having 8 belts of of electronic components coming in. 7 belts. 7 belts. It's not that bad. That's 7 belts and... oh yeah, no, this overproduces, doesn't it? Yeah, so... yeah, 7 belts will be enough. That's awkward as anything. That's so bad. Alright, so... in theory then, you can go without labouring the point too much longer. You can have this. This is what I wanted, and I was trying to be clever about it. This. And... thanks game. And... this. And then this one is doing your gear wheels, this one is doing your yellow belts. And this one is doing your superior transport belt. No. Why? No. No. The red belts. The red belts. Now, of course, any and all of these are massively, massively overproducing. half a machine too much of yellow belts, 80% too much of a machine of... So we need a fifth of the speed of this. And it's saying you don't have enough gear wheels, but that's because it's assuming that the red and the yellows are going full tilt. So if you had this times 10, this would make 900 gear wheels, and we established from the calculator that we would actually need 32,000 gear wheels. So it is underproducing. 32,000 gear wheels per minute. Per minute. $70,000. It's because I had it on per second, so it looked a lot worse than it was. So 32,000 gear wheels, 32,142, but over 10 machines. So even that's too many. 327. Alright, so that's good. That works. And then the fact that these saying they're not enough is just because then these are overproducing. So according to the calculator, the rest of the iron plates, you need 3,500 for the yellow belts and the rest of gear wheels. So providing you've got enough. I mean, that's saying it's right, but that's also saying that yeah, I mean, like, it's making 72,000 yellow belts, and we only need a tenth of that. So then having it like this seems wasteful, because we're going to have one of these on every column just to make it, you know, nice and pretty. But one is actually enough. One of these would make the 72,000 that we need. And one of these would make... But that's with all the beacons, which is obviously what I was trying to avoid. Because you could probably then tighten this up a bit. Like this. Probably need 2 spaces in between there, like that. Because then iron would come in here and here. Gear wheels would come out here and here. Some of them would go in here and some of them would go, whoops, underground into there. And then yellow belts would come out there and go in there. Like that is roughly what I was thinking. And you, the dear audience, don't need to know quite how much of the theory I cut out of this YouTube video. The problem I've got now is I don't know how long this YouTube video is even going to be. When I cut out all the gumph, it could end up being like 4 minutes long. That's fine. Alright. So how many transport belts of iron is this? 10? 10? Is that because these overproduce? Yes, it does. This doesn't need to be this fast. This is 40% faster than it needs to be. And what about this one? That one doesn't use any iron plates. This is fine. The gear machine is fine. If anything, the gear machine is a bit over. Because it's 37,000 and we only wanted 32,000. So let's cut some of these out. I'm not having 10 belts of iron come in as well. That's frankly ridiculous. 28,000 isn't enough, and that's because these don't quite line up right, isn't it? These need to come down a bit. Hello? Control? Cut? Thank you. These need to come down slightly so that there's more overlap of the... even more than that. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's better. Whoa, that's far too many again. Oh, those are your options, basically. Or you make them singularity beacons, but whatever. Alright, we'll say 37 is what's happening. Which is overproducing by 5,000 each. So 40% of the iron plates are not needed, because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, but the productivity modules skew that slightly, so you don't need 40% of these. 40%? Really? That many? Seems like too much to cut out. I think my math is wrong there. But I wanted this to be 10. How am I gonna get 10? This is not right. Something has gone horribly, horribly wrong here. It's because this is just huge overkill, that's why. It's assuming that I'm actually using that many. Because 37,000 is right. But like, this is still saying I'm using so much iron on these two, which are just vastly overproducing. Because you need the beacons touching the gear wheel machine, but you don't actually need them touching this machine. So these, if anything, need to come up to about here, just so that they're as close to this as possible without, just for the sake of tidiness. But then these beacons, these were 8 beacons affecting this, so let's actually use singularity beacons just because they're smaller and more powerful. Let's say 6. This substation, why? Let's say 6 of these. Alright, now what have you got for me, game? Huh? Now what have you got for me? Still twice as, you know, still a lot of yellow belts needed. That's 41. That's still too many of these. Oh my god, why? This is just me. This has been an hour of me faffing around with singularity beacons. 4 is not enough. Alright, let's do 5. Then, in that case, bung that there instead. 34,000. Right, good. That's good. That's a good start. Half as much iron from the transport belts, so that's less than half a belt needs to go into that. This is overproducing by a half, or it's producing twice as much rather. So that's also not a whole belt. Alright, okay, I think we're there now. I think we're there. I think we've got an accurate representation of how much iron we need. So each one of these modules is going to need less than half a belt of iron, right? 0.46 and 0.0555555555. So 0.46. But each one's going to need slightly more than half a belt. Which is kind of annoying. Because then when you times that by 10, you're getting slightly more than 5 belts. So it's 6 belts. 6 belts is a lot more manageable than the 10 belts that we had. Okay. Is this correct now? And also, no, maybe we should just use 5 belts, because we're also we're actually overproducing the cards, aren't we? It's fine, we could... it's not... I mean, the machine stopping and starting is going to not look great. It's going to look annoying. I think we're there. the only thing we don't have is we don't have the output sorted, but because this should all be one, this can just go there, like that. Oh no, the other thing we need is we actually need the flipping uranium and the blank tech cards to come in. But because 10 of these would be a belt each, right? Yeah. No, the uranium and the tech... The uranium is... The tech cards is 2 belts, but that's fine, we can do that. Because the uranium can come in here like this. And the tech cards can come in... The tech cards could actually come in the top in the same way that... Oh no, because it's 2 belts. We need 2 belts coming in. If the uranium's only 1 belt, we'll do the uranium like this. We'll weave the uranium in here like this, with 2 inserters. And we'll do the tech cards like this, I suppose. 2 belts of tech cards coming in. How did I do this? I split it into 2. I split it into 2! That's why. I had 1 belt going for 5 and another belt going to the other 5. I've got some leeway here though, right? Yeah, these don't need to be quite so close on the right hand side. But, I mean, they kind of do because that's as close as they can be. Yeah, if I make these go further to the right, then it's not going to be all in a line. Like, this will be not in a straight line, and then it won't tile properly. Alright, so I need to work out I'm going to get 2 belts of tech cards in. Well, that wasn't very smart, was it? I mean, this one will work. Then what, though? Then what do you do? Do you do 5 in a row like this, and then, like... have an underground weave the other line through, and then once 5 have gone past, like, you stop this here like this, and then you have this carry on the line of the second line of tech cards. I think that probably is the play. What a nightmare. And it definitely won't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of these substations are obsolete? Oh, not that one. That's kind of annoying. How come that's fine? Alright, I'll just leave them all in. It's fine. Just leave them all in. It makes no difference. It's odd that there's so much dead space here, but there's not really anything that can be done about it. These don't need any beacons at all. Like, at all. Why are you now telling me I'm under on red belts? Huh? I thought we solved this issue. Why are you telling me I'm under on red belts? I'm so annoyed and confused. $600 we needed. We do. We need 7,142 red belts. So this did need a speed module. How has this gone so wrong? Okay, so now it's overproducing. Now it's fine. But that changes all of the calculations I had before about how much iron I would need. Oh, for God's sake. I'm going to spend as long flipping editing all of the mistakes out of this episode as I am recording the episode in the first place. This is just not going to work, is it? This will simply not work. Alright, and then the second belt of tech cards comes in as across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing some undergrounds in it anyway. So 1, 2, let's fix this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then the fifth one just goes in, just goes straight in. And then that isn't. Oh no, that was needed. This comes here like this. And then we do the same again. Except the last one goes straight in as well. In which case that can go there like that. Whoops. That can go there like that. Okay. Save that belt as well. Okay. I'm not even going to do the train stations. I'm just going to do this for now. Just because who honestly has the time? What's going on here? Oh, this was the uranium, and I for some reason put extra belts down. Okay. Let's just get it working, and then I'll hook up the train stations off camera, because... yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This was going to be electronic components and electronic circuits. So let's, again, cheese it. It's more about the ratios at this point. It's less about the actual belts coming in, and it's more about the ratios. The fact that I'm mimicking full belts is not hugely important. Oh, I was going to say, why isn't this working? This should be working. That would help. Ah. Okay. Alright, so this is the biggie. It's the iron. Now this is what I do want to make sure is correct ratio-wise. I said 6, didn't I? And then... this... and... this... Why aren't you getting... That's facing the wrong way. Okay, and then this. I'll sort an output in a minute. Because then what we actually want then is... There's a good way and a bad way to do this. And this is almost certainly the bad way. Loader is in the way. I know loader's in the way. I put it in the way. It's not in the way. It's where I want it to be. Flipping bugs. One day I'll press Control V and it will actually... Control C and I'll actually hit Control C and not Control V. You can imagine. Hello? 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 Oh, for the love of Christ. Do it my flipping self. Can't remember what I changed. Can't remember what I changed on each one to make it actually work. So I'll just cut and paste the whole flipping thing. Alright, that was a sufficient amount of worker robot speed. We're now on 612%. Excellent. Alright, let's get an output for this sorted. Let's go here, I suppose. And we'll drop one near and one far so that it kind of fills up the belt as best it can. He's done it again. Oh no! Oh no, that's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Alright. Hold on to your butts. That's Samuel L. Jackson from Jurassic Park, and he's smoking at the same time, so it's like a pun. It's like butts, like hold on to your butts, like because something's about to go down, but it also means a cigarette butt. Yeah. Considering that film came out in 1999, I was quite old when I worked out that that was a pun. Six belts of iron seems okay. We're not running out of iron anywhere. These are all producing at the correct pace. This is overproducing. This is overproducing. This is overproducing. I'm gonna have to up the game speed just to make everything go through its backlog. Why is my inventory full of this crap? It stopped. Everything stopped. Oh, this didn't remove unfiltered items. Alright, go again. Go again. Just the production, please. It's very up and down, isn't it? It's working. It is actually working. Please tell me I changed OBS to show you the... Yeah! Ah! Good God! It's even overproducing. Which is fine. Okay. I think we did it. Let's put the game speed back down to 1 and we'll see what it thinks in terms of consumption. Gear wheels, iron, circuits. I should have just left it. How accurate is this to the calculator? $36,000 electronic components. The calculator says 35.7 thousand. Calculator also says about 18,000 processing units. Nice. 35,000 iron plates. Why? Oh, for the tech cards. For the tech cards and the sulfuric acid that the uranium's gonna need. I think we're there. I think we can... Not a success, obviously. It was never going to be a success, because... I'll be honest with you. 1 hour 20 minutes the raw footage of this is. Now I'm going to have to spend my evening editing this down to 40 minutes. Which should be easy, to be honest. There is quite a large chunk in the middle of me just basically running around going, ah, numbers! It looks nice. I like it. Of course, the other way to do it would be to not have all of this and just have one dedicated section. It's nice. It's nice. Is 6 belts overkill? That's the question. Get rid of this one. And we'll see. Turn the game speed up again. It's close, isn't it? I think six belts is necessary. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's 5. Maybe 5 belts is fine. I'll just wait for the backlogs to go, even though we're at 10 times game speed. Whoa, good lord. This isn't producing gear wheels as fast. There is still some item ingredient shortage, but... Oh, that is causing a knock-on effect here with item ingredient shortage. Is that causing a knock-on effect here? It is. It's very stop and start, but because we were overproducing before anyway, it's only the very final one that's causing a problem. This one is still totally fine. That's not a problem, that's not a problem, that's not a problem. So maybe we will get away with 5 belts. It's very up and down. But it is hovering at 5.1 a minute. I'm not a huge fan of that method. I'd rather all the machines be working the same, because then it's easier to work out where the problems are. Rather than saying, well, 9 out of 10 of your machines work at this speed and one of them works slightly differently. But if it means I only have to unload 5 belts from a train instead of 6, functionally that's no different. It's going to use the same amount of iron. It's just whether an 8 to 5 balancer is better than an 8 to 6 balancer efficiency wise. And that is such a small minor concern that I don't think it really matters. I think I'm going to just say that we're good. We're Gucci, whatever that means. I mean, I know what Gucci is, it was somebody's name, but I don't know why everyone started saying Gucci when they meant good. Gucci just takes longer to say. Don't understand. Is it Italian for good? Was the man's name Good? Was it a man? These are the questions. Find out next time. Factorio, Mega Reverse, Mega Base. The struggle of one man and his calculator and what words mean. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to move away from the research labs. They're so loud, aren't they? Thank you so much for watching. Do the old like, comment, subscribe, etc. I will hook all of this nonsense up to actually bring in the stuff that I want. I should be able to fit the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 train stations in this double wide one quite easily. That'll be done when you come back next time, and next time it's going to be yellow ones, which are much easier, because we're not going to make anything on site at all. Purple was the hardest. I was not looking forward to that at all, so the fact that we've got it out of the way is good. Right, thank you so much. That was me clapping. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.